is right, Anthony. We have reached the penultimate week of the regular season. It is the review for week 13. And as always, let's start off with some scores. First off, we have the Oakland Oysters, who came, roaring back? Because, man, they're still way in the mix. Here at 7-6, they took out the Joy Lives Matter in a match where it didn't seem fair.
Did not.
156 to 46. He caught him sleeping a lot of times. Joy Lives has been caught sleeping 12 times. But nonetheless, the Oysters do take this very, very critical win. Huge win for the Oysters.
Up next, we got the Cholula Vista Huffing Puffs going against the Oakland Footballs. The Huffing Puffs, who are deep in the mix at 8-5, beating the Oakland Footballs 119. Actually, no, losing to the Footballs 119 to 150. Oakland Footballs taking out the Cholula Vista Huffing Puffs.
Trying to play spoiler.
Yeah, and they're playing spoiler, playing the part, which puts the Oakland Footballs at 6-7, puts them in the hunt as well.
Yeah, that's definitely that. If everything can definitely align and go down the Football's way. I will remind you that it has been five wins in a row. That the South Hayward Alfredo Boyos have indeed crawled from not the basement, because the basement is slightly below, but from right there, just crawling way back up to a very, very, very respectable 8-5. Definitely in the mix. So much so that that win came at the King Trolls loss. The King Trolls, who are now human, like the rest of us, at also 8-5, managed to put up 110. But again, we're going to be saying this a lot. Both of these teams are still very much in the mix. The Trolls currently in, but will need to defend it.
Taking on the Shabooms at 7-6. With this win, it solidifies Dayman as number 2 at 9-4. With Dayman taking out the Shabooms 173 to 154.
Turns out that the Bippers might possibly also be human. They went down, and they went down hard, and that doesn't happen too often. In fact, this is the third time with the Bippers being at 10-3, going down to the Flying Graysons, 91-82. Those plucky Flying Graysons.
And finally, last but definitely not least, we got the current champ taking on the Reservoir Dogs, with the champ coming out with a win, even it up with their opponent at 4-9 apiece, taking out the Reservoir Dogs 110 to 63.
We'll be unveiling the trophy for first and last place on the next video.
Sweet.
So next week we'll be going over the playoff bracket, and we'll be showing off some hardware. We still got another round of honey buns and crumb buns. But first off, let me get my honey bun out of the way, because it was it's almost weird to say that that this honey bun was a little bitter for me to watch, since he did this on the national stage Monday night. Wide receiver Cole Beasley for the Buffalo Bills, on behalf of the Oysters, decided that he was going to get 9 receptions for 130 yards and a touchdown for 30 points. And he did that all over San Francisco, in Arizona. So wait, could they be like the Phoenix 49ers of San Francisco for like a little while?
I mean, so.
I don't know. Might as well. But anyway, Cole Beasley, he gutted them.
Sure
He
did.
gutted them, and then like one of his linemen was like rocking him like a baby because he's of a small stature, as it were.
People be sleeping on him.
Yeah, dude. Except the oysters. The
I
oysters
had to let
love
him
it,
go.
man.
Yeah. True. My honey bun is my tight end, the one I personally chose, the one you, commish, were like, no way, no Raiders, no Raiders,
No.
no. I was like, I had to. He was like the next best tight end in the draft. Of course, I'm talking about tight end Darren Waller of the Las Vegas Raiders, who had a career day, I must say. 13 receptions, 200 yards, and 2 touchdowns, giving him 46 points. I mean, I was watching it on Red Zone. I was like, run it back.
Run it back.
Run it back.
Was it a replay?
Right.
No. It's not a replay. He did it again.
He did it
He did it
again.
again.
He did it again. That's right. All day, baby. All day. Do I expect the same next Sunday? Of course not. Of course not. But hey, it was one hell of a day, Dan.
Yeah.
Darren
Yeah.
Waller won it for me again.
Yeah. Hey, what are you gonna do when if someone on your opponent's team has like the best game of their life, pretend there's a hat because that's all you can do.
That's right.
That's all you can do.
That's all you can do.
Unless you're crumb bum, then you do nothing. You do nothing, or you do less than nothing. Like my choice for Week 13's crumb bum. He actually had no stats this week, and of course, right? I'm talking about wide receiver Des Bryant from Baltimore, who, by the way, did not secure any stats because he was pulled just before the game because they said, "Hey, I think one of your tests was funny. Let's test you again," and he popped positive, so he didn't play. They said that his close contacts were irrelevant with the other people, so they were good to go to play. So he only sat down. So on December 8th at 4:51 p.m., Mr. Bryant said, and I quote, "Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call it quit for the rest of the season. I can't deal with this." And then at 6:22 p.m. on December 8th, 2020, that same evening, he goes on to say, "Yeah, I'm coming back. I'm being smart." So this man, first of all, was off doing God knows what. I'm gonna assume he was guilty of touching surfaces he wasn't supposed to. And then he goes on and quits. And then 2 hours later, hour and a half later, goes on and goes, "Never mind. I'm smart." Well, if you were smart, you wouldn't be in the situation. and because you're a quitter. And because you're a quitter, everyone's been dealing with this. If you wanted to not play for this reason, you had your chance at the beginning of the year.
True.
And for that, you're a crumb bum.
Straight crumb bum.
Tone, what you got?
Oh, my crumb bum, who wasn't always a crumb bum, but just this week he's a crumb bum, who only managed 6 points because he played against the formidable defense in New England, who only allowed 209 yards and able to pop off 2 interceptions against the rookie sensation, Justin Herbert?
Herbert.
That's right, Justin Herbert. You know, I'm pretty sure he'll bounce back next week against Atlanta. Yeah.
Yeah. And if he doesn't, he'll have the entire fourth quarter to come back.
That's right.
He'll be okay.
That's right.
He'll be okay.
He'll be all right.
Yeah, he'll be all right. He's the one that started his career with a collapsed lung by someone else, huh?
Man, that trainer, son of a,
Yeah,
he needs to get fired.
he better not be out there.
Yeah,
Better not be out
ruin
there.
ruin somebody's career. Sometimes you just don't like the matchups you see against, certain players you see against certain teams, and you leave them on that bench. But then that player ends up doing very well. And of course,
Yeah.
we call this all over that bench. My choice is wide receiver Marvin Jones Jr. from Detroit, who had 8 receptions, 116 yards for 27 points and a TD and a touchdown for 27 points. Could have helped the Reservoir Dogs a little bit, just maybe.
Maybe.
What you say, Zeus?
I
Who's
say
your
that
pick?
the old King Trolls, who lost in a valiant effort, could have made it even closer and really, really interesting. There would have been bullets sweating right here had he decided that running back Jonathan Taylor out of Indianapolis was going to be worth a darn, and it turns out that he was worth 91 yards, a reception touchdown, 23 points. King George could have started, but he didn't. And for that, 23 points all over that bench. All right, so we are going to go ahead and put up a graphic of the playoff bracket and this season's stats so far. And as we can see, through no surprise, the Brissett Vipers are still leading the pack. We're here at number 1 with Dayman at number 2. And this is that time where we start going with tiebreakers. And tiebreakers are going to be a very, very huge thing this year because
They are key.
let's be honest. I think that it will possibly, most likely, quite definitely, be the year where the statement is true that this perhaps might be the greatest fantasy year that this league has seen. I mean, what the playoff bracket could actually, could change by a lot. We have 7 teams that they control their own destiny. They can just win and are in. We have 3 others. We have, well, let's see. You have the Oysters, the football, even the Flying Graysons. Granted, they need a lot of help. They need a lot of other teams to lose. But if so, they can still pop off a tiebreaker because they have been playing spoilers. So the top teams have been losing to these mid-tier teams. Right here in the middle of the stat sheet, as it were. But as it stands, we do have a current bracket. And Anthony, what are the top 4 teams currently?
Top 4 teams currently are, of course, number 1, the Bippers. Number 2, Dayman. I believe number 3 is the Stack King Trolls. And rounding out number 4 is the Cholula Vista Huffing Puffs.
Okay.
Who are both the Stack King Trolls and Huffing Puffs are 8-5. Bippers 10-3, Dayman 9-4.
Okay. And then right there in the hunt, we have the Alfredo Porros were 8-5 as well. The tiebreaker there is the Huff and Puffs did beat the Alfredo Porros early in the season. thus the tiebreaker and them being in fourth right now. The Shabooms and the Oysters are 7-6, just one game back from being one game back with one game remaining in this thing. That means a lot of teams are going to be sweating on week 14, and you know what? That's something you want to see.
Heck yeah.
That's something you want to see. This is
Well, we
definitely one of the
play.
most interesting seasons.
Heck
Too bad
yeah.
about the global situation, but other than that, the year was good. Other than that, the year was good.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. And like we did say, still a long shot. The Flying Graysons in the Open football do have a small, minute chance, but the chance is there.
It's true, man. It's
All
true.
right, here we go. This is perhaps the most specialist editionist of I'll be honest with you, my favorite of all the segments. Does Big Daddy know? However, this time we will be playing a little different. It will be more of a lightning round, multiple choice. We will have a theme. I will tell you what the theme is. I will tell you what your choices are.
Mm-hmm.
So I will give you 4 individuals. They'll have a theme. And I'm going to give you a stat. And you're going to give me your best guess on who you think it is.
Okay.
So, are you ready to play? Does Big Daddy know his Johnson? That's right. So let me explain. I have accumulated stats and info on some very keynote Johnsons. So I will give you a stat, and you will have the choice of giving me who you think the answer is between Andre Johnson, Keyshawn Johnson,
Ooh, Keyshawn.
Calvin Johnson,
Ooh, Calvin.
or Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Here we go.
Wide receivers, nice.
Are you ready?
Let's do it.
This player is the only player with 60 plus receptions in the first 8 seasons.
Calvin? No.
No, Andre. Here we go. Ready?
I knew it was Andre. Damn it.
All right. This player was a part of Dancing with the Stars and was even voted off first.
Chad. Keyshawn.
Keyshawn. All right. This player won the 1981 National Championship.
$1991
Yeah.
National Championship. Already got Andre. Keyshawn's gone. What was the other kid? What was the other Johnson? Dwayne The Rock Johnson. There you go.
Know it. I should have worded that one. Who won the national championship game?
Yeah, who won the national championship game? That's right.
It's great.
You? Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Which one of these players won Super Bowl 37?
Calvin? No.
Super Bowl was in San Diego.
Oh, Keyshawn. There you go.
Boom. All right. Which one of these players got in a fist fight with Cortland Finnegan on the field?
Andre. I remember that. That's funny.
This player was teammates with Warren Sapp.
Warren Sapp played Oh yeah, he did play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Keyshawn.
Oh, you know what? That was a double answer.
Calvin.
Two of these players teamed up with Warren Sapp.
Well, I know Keyshawn's one of them.
Keyshawn is one.
I said Calvin last time. That's not right. The other one. It's not Andre.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson. They played at Miami.
Oh, they played in the same team?
Yeah, they both played for the University of Miami. Warren Sapp actually replaced Dwayne Johnson after some injuries.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
then Warren Sapp went on to become the star that he did.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that. Nice.
Here we go. Which one of these players is nicknamed The Natural?
Andre.
Yes. Which one is Megatron?
Calvin.
Which one's The Rock?
Dwayne.
All right, here we go. Which one of these players was the leader of the Nation of Domination?
Dwayne The Rock Johnson. We are the nation of domination. Nation.
All right.
Nation.
Which one of these players is the uncle of New Orleans Saints wide receiver Michael Thomas?
Keyshawn, no?
Yeah.
Nice.
Which one of these players is currently endorsed by Under Armour?
Currently endorsed. So they got me the account. You gotta be playing. Oh. Dwayne?
Yeah. You know it.
Nice.
All right, here we go. This is actually a three-part question. This is actually a funny way that it ended up falling, but obviously 3 of these 4 players were drafted into the National Football League. Different years, but someone was drafted number 1, someone was drafted number 2, and someone was drafted number 3. Can you name that?
In that order, huh?
That order.
Ooh.
Now I would say the official answer should be you give me the 3 players 1, 2, 3, and then we will reveal the answer.
All right. So I'm gonna go Calvin number 1, Andre number 2, Keyshawn number 3.
Here we go. Keyshawn Johnson was actually drafted number 1 overall in 1996.
Damn.
Calvin Johnson was drafted number 2 overall in 2003. And Andre Johnson was drafted number 3 overall in 2003.
Way off.
That was just a funny, I was like, oh, 1, 2, 3. Funny. Anyway,
Of course.
that's week 13. Like I said, week 14 we'll be unveiling the trophy for first place and the trophy for last place.